like this will be a good topic to talk in length on a live stream. And as always, thanks for watching if you watch. Thanks for not watching if you don't watch. Thanks for hating. Thanks for everything, right? But I'm gonna see if some people join. But in around a minute or two, I'm gonna start talking and see and explain this because I see about what the Garden of Eden actually is and why we fell from it or whatever. But I'm about to explain it, and I hope it makes sense. And I wish I could make like a picture or something. Let me get my computer because this is about to make sense and why the fruit was forbidden. But the problem with the actual story that they tell you is that they don't explain that you could return back. Well, actually, the whole book is about that. You know, they start with the Adam and Eve story, and then they fell because they took the forbidden fruit. But then if you reach the whole book, if you understand it, it's like, oh, okay, we can just go back to that. I mean, I haven't like read the Bible entirely, but I just got a gist of it because you know it's very popular. I don't know exactly if like it ended when Jesus died or whatever happened. You know, I don't know if it's chronological too. Like I just know that there's like Genesis first, and then, you know. But it's been a minute. I'll wait another minute before I start talking. Let me see if I can make a drawing. Ba, 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 ba. This is a good thing about technology. We could just explain shit with technology. Let's see. Shift black. Let's see. There's black circle. And then let's see if we can make a smaller circle within it. All right, let's see it like that. Cool. All right. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this. So the forbidden apple, the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden. What the Garden of Eden represents is you in the heavens, or you in the thought form, and with dwelling in the place of quote unquote the creator or God. But as a separate awareness. That's why you're naive. That's why Adam and Eve were naive. Why? Because they were just created, right? That's what happens with babies. If babies could talk and stuff like that, they would be Adam and Eve. They would just be pure and innocent. But what happens is just because you're pure and innocent, you could still explore the material realm and different worlds via the astral. What they were doing is traveling astrally. So imagine you traveling astrally and you just get created, and then you see this tree. Somebody tells you, don't eat from it. And you're, okay, I'm not going to eat from it. And then somebody says, no, 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 eat it. And then persuades you to eat it. The reason they're persuading you to eat it, this is the story of how we all got here, is somebody trying to force you into acquiring karma and becoming a material person. The devil or hell. What's it? I know eat the devil because there's 0 people and there's nobody here. Anyways, the reason why you fall from heaven is because the moment you eat the fruit, is anybody else here? Just the devil? Oh, the devil. This shit is funny. Let me see if anybody else is here because YouTube be lying about who's here or who's not. Anyways, back to the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is just the mind of God and the creation of everything. Everything is contained in it. It's kind of like the Avengers when they meet. Is like the quantum world, right? Look, I made this. It's very quick, so don't judge me. This is like the Garden of Eden. This is like where everything resides. And let's just say this is Earth or the material realm. So you're in here, and then you're traveling here. So you getting PTSD. Shut up, nigga. Let me just hide this nigga. I don't have time to this. So you're here in the mind of God or everything, and then you just travel. Let's say this is Earth or whatever material plane, right? And you come in here, and you're just looking at it. You're exploring it or whatever. But remember, this is a subdivision of the all. This is the material plane. This is the Garden of Eden, which everything is contained, and this is the earth. So when you're here, there's a forbidden fruit, aka that's just fruit. That's just any food. Don't think about it like an actual fruit. It's just any food. So the reason why it's forbidden is because the moment you eat it, you're gonna lose that connection from heaven. Not because it's bad, but because that's what it's designed to do. And that's what the book doesn't tell you. The book doesn't tell you that you can choose to go into a different plane when you travel. Because what they were doing, Adam and Eve, was just traveling astrally. But if you're traveling astrally, you're disconnected from your material body. But when you take this fruit, you're gonna create a material body, and that's what they were saying. Wait, I'm naked, and I'm this and that. But remember, they were the first creation, so they had no idea that this was gonna happen. Nobody explained to them exactly the process. It was as if a baby was created right now, but it was a grown adult. It would just be innocent and and he just had enough intelligence to understand how to talk, but not understand anything else. You know what I mean? So, like I said earlier, the Garden of Eden is just the mind of God or the Creator, whatever you want to call it, where everything dwells. God is my man. I don't know what these niggas are talking about. Anyways, that's the Garden of Eden, and we can always go back there. You see, the whole book is about Genesis, right? It starts with Genesis, the creation, then Adam and Eve, and then they fell from the earth. But then the whole book is about returning back there. People don't remember that because they apparently Adam and Eve. I don't remember the whole book because it doesn't really matter. But the whole gist of the book at the end of the day is for you to return back to heaven and do the same thing. But what you have to understand is like Adam and Eve were kind of astral projecting into the earth that was created and exploring it. But again, the fruit itself doesn't actually mean just a fruit. It means the physical food. That's why when you fast, you can return back to, okay, because I was going to make a video explaining how death is how it connects you to God. This is why people, when they have a near-death experience, they have all these experiences, right? Because only through death, and it doesn't have to be physical death, right? Because people can meditate and have this connection and do drugs. But death just means you're disconnecting from the material realm. Because while you're connected to the material realm, you're going to be powered by the material realm. I am, okay. You understand what I mean? So death basically is the disconnection from the material realm. The thing is, we have been indoctrinated into believe that death is traumatizing and painful and all this. So it actually feels painful when we quote unquote are dying or we have diseases because it's all programmed into our core being. Does that make sense? So again, this is the shit that I was explaining, even though I just made this, so don't judge it. This is like everything. God, everything, all of us, right? But this is not a physical plane. This is just a thought plane. This is the earth as we know it, or the material plane. It's a subdivision of this higher plane. So you can be here and travel here, but the moment you eat the fruit or the foods from this here, you're gonna get disconnected from the main source, and now you gotta get power by this subdivision. Yeah, it feels better because of your nervous system. And the nervous system is basically the mediator between heaven and earth. So when you have a powerful nervous system, you turn that pain into actual power. And then you connect back to, because remember, death is just a painful thing that disconnects you from this reality. But, and this is I don't know if you guys know who Ramdas is. Ramdas was this guru, this guru, right? That had another guru that was teaching him shit that he was in love with or whatever. Not like physically, like, oh my God, but he was infatuated. But then he wanted to test the guru and be like, hey, have these shrooms and see if you can eat it. Because I guess he didn't believe in the guru, and I guess nobody's here, but let me just keep explaining. So he gave the shrooms to the guru, and he was just waiting for the guru to get high, but nothing happened to the guru. And it's not like nothing happened, it's just like the guru, or real gurus, right? Their nervous system is so strong that they could take drugs and you're not gonna see any reaction. Like they're not gonna be like, oh my God, they already see that shit. Their nervous system is already calibrated for highest amounts of energy. So they're not gonna feel pain or shit like that. There's also stories of gurus being in the cold and having like no clothes and shit or whatever, or just having like pants and not having any. And while other people have like coats and shit like that, they just have normal sweatpants or pants or whatever. Anyways, back to the shit. This is because they're disconnected from this reality, so they're connected to the source. The source is powering everything else. But if you're not connected with the source, you lose that sheath or that aura that protects you. Nonsense. Okay, you don't understand what I'm saying, so you could just get out if you don't understand. I'm trying to explain it, so if you think it's nonsense, then go ahead and leave. Anyways, back to the shit. This is why I say listen before you talk, because you haven't understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain this so you understand. If you understand it a different way, make sure you make your own video. That's fine, it's all good. Because you have to understand when you are connected with God, you don't need anything because you have everything from the source. This is why it says God gives me everything I need. But people don't understand that because they're still connected to this material realm. I'm not making any claims. I am trying to explain right now what this is, but you're not paying attention. So you're going to get high from this channel because I don't have time to deal with trolls. This is why I put explicitly listen to when I speak because I'm going to explain everything. Everything that you're going to ask is already going to be explained. This is why I made this picture. I know it's not, this is very abstract because I just did it right now, but the circle encompasses everything. So when you're here, you don't need anything because you already have everything. But if you come here, which is the earth, and get disconnected from this main circle, you're going to have to be powered from the earth. And since the earth is mechanical in nature, you're going to have to eat food. You're going to have to go to work and pay for shit. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? The source gives you anything based on your energy that you already have as a as a thought form. But when you come here, you become material in nature. This is what happens when Eve and Adam ate the fruit. They became material because the fruit created a material body or a physical body for them. And they didn't know how to get back to this. Well, you have to just stop eating the food. That's why fasting is important. This is the whole point of fasting. When you fast, you disconnect from this reality because the reality, I always talk about fasting. The reality is only powered by the food that you eat. This is what you're going to understand when you start fasting. But this guy doesn't understand because he wants to say, you're making claims. You see, he's still connected to this reality. He doesn't know how to disconnect. I know how to disconnect from this reality. I mean, we all do it anyways when we go to sleep. But we lose the consciousness because our consciousness falls asleep the moment the body falls asleep. And then we come back when the body wakes up and we think, oh, okay, we forget everything from the dreams and everything because we haven't learned how to put our attention outside of the physical body. And he's saying I'm making claims and shit because this is what the trolls are gonna do. They don't really want to learn anything. They just want to. They have become a tool for the matrix, just to argue instead of listening. This is why I put in my thing. Listen when I speak, not because I'm arrogant, because I'm going to explain every question that you have. I already had because I was once like you. I was once an atheist. I didn't believe in none of this shit. So when I tell you listen when I speak, it's because I'm going to explain everything. All right. I think that was about it. That's condensed. Okay. Any questions? Say you uploaded my first short. Thank you. Stay inspired. I don't know what you're telling me. Yes, that is a true God. He's everything. Yep. I think people are gonna think I'm an asshole, but I'm not here to like. Here's the thing. I'm not here to like make friends and be like popular. That's why he's saying, why are you making claims? I'm not making any claims. I'm telling you the keys. If you don't want to believe, then that's fine. Go live your life. This is what I told him. Go. Whenever he said like it's nonsense, I was like, oh, okay. If you think it's nonsense, then just go somewhere else. This channel is not for you. This is what I don't understand. If you don't agree with somebody, just leave. But they're still connected because they have an agenda. You see, they don't really care about learning or not learning. They have a clear intention to pretty much just, and this guy's going to say the N word. Okay, wow. What are the odds? They don't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what these people do because they think this is what I'm trying to talk about. I'm not attached to this material realm, so those things don't even work. They wasting their time with that. This is how I know I'm dealing with idiots and NPCs, like we like to call it, right? Only an NPC that's programmed to do something like that is going to keep doing the same thing over and over and not realize that I'm not even attached to that. But what they're actually doing is talking to the shadow itself. You see, if I'm here, I have a shadow self that might be affected by a word like that, even though I'm not, because I'm not American. I wasn't born in America, so I don't have that emotional connection. Because that's what the trolls are doing. The trolls are here to exploit the emotional connection you have with the earth to keep you here. That's how they keep you in this lower realm. That's what meditators meditate. That's why monks go away to meditate. It's not because they need to go away. It's because it's just easier to ignore these motherfuckers. The noise itself is keeping you here. You know, the fucking trucks and shit, the cars and all that shit. That's why when you go to a sensory deprivation chamber, you fucking go, it's like doing shrooms or doing psychedelics. Because you're depriving yourself from this environment and then you're tapping into another one. And it's go back to this. When you go to a sensory deprivation chamber, you're disconnected from this and you're connecting back to here. I made this so simple because you don't have to complicate this shit. But at some point, I'm gonna make an actual drawing, or I guess I could just show the drawing that's actually here. Let me see. I think I have it here somewhere. I don't. Okay. Maybe I don't have it here. I can look it up real quick. I'm gonna show you guys. You guys ever heard of the firmament? What the stupid flat Earth is? What they say? Oh, this is the flat Earth. I'm gonna explain the firmament too, since we're here. It's the same thing. You see this? I'm just gonna put this. I'm just gonna hide this user because I don't know why he's talking about this firmament picture. I don't have time for these losers. So the firmament, people think is like the flat Earth. This is what the firmament is actually talking about. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the Garden of Eden, and this is the physical earth. But look at this being getting outside the physical earth to look at the heavens. This is because he had an awareness to actually go beyond the physicality. Did you discover fire? Okay, another troll. Okay, we just had you. It's fine. That's how you know you're doing something good. If there was no trolls here, this wouldn't be working. Because they're the ones creating the friction to get the people here. But anyways, look at this. Look at this picture. This is exactly what I just drew here. This is the same thing. It's literally the same thing. But when you're here, you're powered by this external reality or physical reality. Here, you don't need power because this is all connected. Does that make sense? The reason why we can go back to here is because this also keeps us down, right? So your physical body at some point is going to get tired and go to sleep. But your consciousness never sleeps. But the problem is you think you are the body, so you make it go to sleep. Or you haven't trained yourself to, when your body is asleep, bro, the earth is not, I didn't say the earth is flat, so I'm going to put you, if you see, these guys are not listening to the message. I'm saying what the flat earth, what the people that believe in the flat earth do is that they look at the firmament and say the earth is flat. But this picture has nothing to do with the earth being flat. It's just a way to explain this. But you guys, the earth is not flat, but your mind is flat. Because I never said the earth was flat. I never said that. And I don't care if the earth could be fucking a rhombus. I don't give a fuck what it is. All I want to know is I don't want to be here no more. Nobody wants to be here. You motherfuckers are you see, they're not listening to anything I'm saying. They're just programmed to fight and argue instead of actually listening to thoughts that are not of this realm. This is why they're still here. So they don't want to understand the explanation or anything. But I think I rambled long enough. Who's still here? Probably trolls, because nobody else is speaking. Because they see me hiding, they're scared now. All right, nothing else. I'm gonna stay for a couple minutes and answer questions or whatever. If anybody has a question, or any more trolls want to come in, you're welcome to ask questions now. I wasn't planning on going live, so I didn't expect nobody to come in. Usually when I want to go live, I do rituals and I send messages through my mind and then people come, but this time not a lot of people were coming. But is anybody, if you just got here and you're interested in understanding the explanation of what the Garden of Eden was in the Forbidden Fruit, I could recapitulate. Okay, this message is held for review, so you mean, okay, this is why it was hidden. This is why it was hidden. Yeah, I use it on this channel. This is the thing that I don't really get, man. I feel sad for these people that come here to troll because they have no soul. They really have no guidance other than the programming that are given by them, by the quote-unquote brothers of the night or dark brothers or the black magicians. You mean to tell me you're going to come to a video and talk about something that has nothing to do with it just because you want to distract people from the truth? It's sad, really. But that's what this realm is about, to keep you here, to make you a limited being thinking that you don't belong in the heavens. This is your heritage. Light is your heritage. This is who you are. You don't need to. Well, you have to reclaim it, but you don't need to like be like pure or whatever. You already are this. You just have to forget this realm by overcoming all this shit. Doesn't matter who I am. I am. That's all you need to know. I am that I am. I don't know why niggas care about. Okay, let me hide this nigga. Anybody has any questions? I don't have time to play with you, motherfucker. Go play with your bitch. What does the song say? Don't play with me. Play with your bitch. Like I'm not here to play with y'all. let me stop. I was gonna say something. I'm not here to play with you, motherfuckers. I was gonna explain, or I'd already explained it. So you're really interested, because I was gonna try to like, okay, let me, what is it like? Get a hypnosis. Basically, the Garden of Eden is the mind of God, or where everything resides, the all. For I don't care about Israel. I don't care about nothing. It's Israel. That's what it means. Okay, message. You got time to play with you. Okay, Lisa Step. I'm gonna show this because this is bad. They need to just take you off the R. they can't even write. And this is the funny thing. If you're gonna try to insult me, at least put it on ChatGPT so they can do it for you, because you don't even have a brain to communicate with me. You don't even have a brain to comprehend that you're being a slave to your own desires and shit. Nobody wants to play with me, but yet here you are. This is the problem with these people. They have no. This saddens me, because life is so amazing when you actually connect to who you are, that you wouldn't be making stupid claims like this. You'll be actually exploring yourself, exploring different realities that are not like this, and then coming back here and showing these motherfuckers what they're missing. That's what they hate. They hate that they don't have that power because they rely. It's like I always say this. You guys want to understand what I'm talking about? Go look at the Powerpuff Girls. That episode with Mojo Jojo is giving the crippled kids power, and then the crippled kids lose the power, and they're like, "Oh, we want the power again." It's like, "Well, you have to do something for me now. Defeat the Powerpuff Girls." So this is the trolls are the cripples. I don't understand what they're talking about. The trolls are the cripples that are getting this power, and there's nothing about cripples. You know what I mean? There's nothing against cripples that I have, but and that's what they were in the thing. They were getting this external power from Mojo Jojo to take out the powerful girls because they had no inherent power. But this is what these trolls are getting. They're getting power from somebody else. They don't understand that they have an inner power. That's what the Powerpuff Girls represent. Inner power that we all have. That's why Mojo Jojo is mad at them and all the evil people, because they rely on people's on manipulating people to get power. And even the power they're giving you is artificial, because it comes from the earth. It comes from here. Well, it's not like it's bad or anything, but it's like it's not everlasting like this. We here you always have this source of energy that never is gonna get tired. Is what no, Hermetics, the Hebrews or whatever they call it, the tree of life or the fountain of youth. I don't care about my 20s. Why are you guys asking these questions? Anybody has a question about the Garden of Eden? If not, I'm gonna just get out of here. I already explained it. I think 25 minutes is enough for a YouTube live. Maybe I'll just finish it in 30 minutes. Okay, another mess of self-review. Let's see what it is. Yeah, nobody saw that, Karina Tekura. You see that? You see what I'm saying? I ignore you and then you put something like this, huh? But YouTube is not gonna show it. This. You guys gotta think. Instead of coming here to troll, just wipe your own. Okay, let me hide this user. I don't get it. The trolls are really interesting. You know what? I admire the trolls' willingness to keep going. Because a lot of people don't have that will to keep going even when they're failing. But trolls are created to just keep going because they're robots. They just keep going because they have nothing else to go for. And that's why that comment wasn't shown. A dog 554, 554. You have the fake 9. You're not the 9. It saddens me. Trolls exist because dumb people aren't built to be better. What do you mean by that? Can you explain? Next time you're online, can you turn on GIF or super chats in case someone wants to gift you? I don't need gifts. I don't do this for money. And my channel is not monetized. If you want to do something for me, this is what you do. You either take a clip of my lives and repost it, or leave comments, or leave likes, or listen to my music. That's the best thing you could do. And that way we both benefit. Because you're not using your money to give it to me or whatever, and you're doing it something energetically. Dumb people are until they are dumb. Okay, whatever. They're rewarded for not trying. I don't know. I don't believe in dumb and being stupid. I'm just using that language from this reality. I really don't believe in that. Because once you disconnect, you realize that a lot of people that are smart are as dumb as the people you think are dumb. And now I understand why niggas need moderators, because this is just a cesspool of. I mean, I know what I'm getting myself into when I come here. You know, it's just that sometimes I wish if I could just at least one person understands what I'm saying, because I'm not trying to like be like one of this. Okay, let me just explain myself because it doesn't matter. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's just like that unconsciousness to just say bullshit. It's admirable. It's just admirable because I'm just gonna hide you. But they keep coming because it's probably the same person that has like 20,000 accounts. But you know the problem about trolls. Let me explain to you what the trolls are. The trolls are sent by the. I don't want to be like the Matrix. They literally send. They have people that say, okay, how are we gonna fuck with people that are trying to send messages? So they go on other lives and they don't say shit. But when they see lives like this, they specifically, okay, this guy wants to do this kind of lives. We're gonna say every time subscribe to his channel, and whenever he goes live, go make those comments and stuff like that. Okay, I know that I don't care. I don't care about hiding you guys. In fact, what I'm gonna do is next time I'm just gonna turn off the comments and let me see, chat filter. I can just hide it, and then when I'm done speaking, I could just explain. But anybody has a question at the 30-minute mark, I'm gonna be done for real. Or it's just trolls. Nobody. Okay. Okay. Just to recapitulate, or do a hypnosis. The Garden of Eden is the mind of God, and we all connected to it when we die. The reason why you're not connected is because temporarily you're connected to the physical realm, which is a subdivision of it, but you're not getting the pure. It's like you're getting filter energy. So now you have to mechanically get that energy from the Garden of Eden because you got the forbidden fruit. Well, the forbidden fruit, all it does is give you a temporary material body and disconnect you entirely from the source. That's it. That's why you have to fast and pray and meditation and all that to return back to the Garden of Eden or the source, which we all belong to. And you can think of Adam and Eve as they were astral projected to Earth and they saw this tree, like, oh, and they were like, don't eat that shit because you're gonna get stuck there. They didn't understand because they were pure energy or pure beings. But the snake represents knowledge. The snake probably knew all of this shit, but it was testing them. It was just a test. The snake is not bad, even though they want to make it like, oh, we're gonna give you like there's no such thing as a bad snake. Like this is just like the Bible being the Bible. You know, you have to read between the lines. In other cultures, the snake represents the Kundalini energy, or the inner fire, or intelligence itself. That's why the snakes are cunning, right? But again, because we see it from the lens of a material person, we think, oh, the snakes are bad and no. And the venom they have is their inner fire turned into the water principle, or alchemical fire. That's why there's a guy in YouTube right here that has been sucked. He has been bitten by hundreds of snakes, and now the doctors want to use his blood for anti venom purposes because now he's immune to it. All the times he's bitten. Why? Because he's disconnected from this reality. So that venom is actually powering him up. This ain't no different than motherfuckers doing that you asking shit like that. That shit is just pure fire from the cosmos coalesce into a plant or a fucking venom or whatever. It's the same shit. This is why these trolls don't get it, because they will never be able to take this venom because they're so fucking distorted into this illusion and amount, because it's about